In the video today, I will be showing you how to edit the building reg notes that the software automatically generates for you. Software does this for you based upon the job type and the estimating calculators used as you do your estimate for the job you have at hand. These notes themselves can be used for your full building regs approval. In this video, I will show you how to review and edit the building reg notes, and of course how to print or export them for use outside software. To begin with, I will ensure the client contact details are correct. Off the main quote template, you can click on client contact details, or on the left hand side you can find the same set of information under job settings and client contact details once again. So I'll click through here now. No, I don't want to review anything here, so I'll select no. And after a couple of seconds, the client contact details will appear. We then ensure all the details are entered as relevant. And we can then return to the main quote template by clicking on main quote template. In a couple of moments, we will be back on the main screen there. Once we're happy we have the client contact details entered fully, we can then go to the building regs. To do that, we go to quote and outputs, click on the down arrow to the side, and either click on the main heading, or we can go straight to building reg notes by clicking on the header building reg notes. Once again, I'm not going to check any of these details. They're simply areas that the software would like us to check for an entire job. This is simply a demonstration, so we can skip past that in this instance. Obviously, if you were doing this yourself, you do want to go through these estimating calculators to ensure all the pricing for the job is complete. In this instance though, I will select no. And here we have the building reg notes. I will next show you how to edit and adjust all the aspects found within the building reg notes and how they can be used. To adjust the viewing of the building reg notes, you may wish to zoom in or out to be able to view the page a little better. To do that, you can zoom in, clicking on zoom in, or zoom out to, funnily enough, zoom out on the page. On the left hand side, you may notice it states header, footer, cover page, general notes, and estimating calculators. We'll run through these now and thus adjust the settings so the building reg notes are set up in a way that you are happy with. Let's start by clicking on header and footer. On the header and footer page, you may notice on the right hand side all the options available. And from this, we can include obviously a company banner, and whether to have the company details, and if you include the company details, whether to have it on a single line or multi-line option. Obviously that's down to how you prefer it to be set out, whether to include the company name, company address, company phone number, and company email address where relevant. Also, if there's any details that you would like to appear in the center or to the right of the page there, at the top of course. And again, whether to include for the footer any details in terms of banner, any company details at the bottom, if there's a page numbering, or any other details as you see fit. And of course on the right hand side there as well. Once you're happy, click apply changes and that information will be applied to your headers and footers. Once we have completed the header and footer section, we can then click through onto the cover page. As you may expect, the cover page section allows us to adjust the options, the menu for the cover pages. So once again, on the right hand side, the software is going to automatically enter for you the customer's details based upon the text for the cover page and what information we told it to include based on the keywords. We can allow the padding from the top of the page, so it's set at 60mm by default. Obviously you can adjust that as you see fit, and whether to include a company logo or not. Once you're happy, we hit apply, and then any adjustments we've made are then obviously added to the page. Once you're happy with the cover page, we can then click through to the general notes section, like so. And here we have the start of the building reg notes for your job at hand. Once you're happy with the general notes section and you've made any adjustments that you see fit, you can then click through onto the U values, make any adjustments that you need to make as required to comply with the relevant regulations. You can then go through to the main settings and once again making adjustments along the panel here. So we can select whether to include a cover page, of course. In terms of materials, we can select whether to show key materials or indeed all materials. You can choose whether to group materials by build phase or not. You can select whether always to show that what the item is used for or not, using the tick box here. And of course, in terms of the description, you can select the description to use the material name, the customer-friendly name, or the plan-specific description. So, for example, if you want it to be the customer-friendly name, just click on that, and it will be included as the customer-friendly name. And finally, the type of font that's used. And of course, then the type of font that's used as well. You simply then click on Apply Changes, like so, and that will then be adjusted into the general notes section there for you. Essentially now, we click through each of the sections and confirm what information we would like to include on the building reg notes. We obviously select whether to include the relevant estimating calculators, the details on the walls and the information that's included there within. We confirm the U values and adjust as relevant, as applicable, I should say. Of course, in the main settings section, we can select obviously what information to include. So we select whether to include a cover page, whether to include the key materials or all materials, if we group the materials by build phase or not, show what the item is used for, and what description to use, whether it's the material name, a customer-friendly description, which we can of course adjust the names of by clicking on Edit Friendly Names. Obviously we can adjust them accordingly as we see fit. And then of course we can select the font styles. The same of course applies to the flooring section. Once again, we can adjust any of the text and the headings here, so the estimating calculators that are used, U values of the flooring, and of course the main settings used for the flooring there as well. And finally we go across to the roofing section, and once again we can confirm and adjust any of the text that's used for the building regs notes here. Obviously bear in mind this has been completed automatically by the software to the relevant UK standards, I should say. But of course you can adjust any of this text here as you see fit. None of it is set in stone, it can be adjusted of course. Once again, we can select which of the estimating calculators to use. Of course, the U values where appropriate, and of course once again the main settings, so which are the details to include here on the flooring. So once again, whether to include a cover page whether to specify materials, all materials, of course, key materials, whether to group by build phase and what the item is used for, and of course, what description to use for the name of the items at hand. And finally, once we're happy with everything that we have done there, we can select what to do in terms of the output of all this information that we've created. So what we can do is click on the main building reg notes title here. Let's go back to the main section here and choose whether to print it, and simply we go to print, and it will pop the print menu, and we select the relevant printer and which of the pages to print, whether it's all, the current page, or some of the pages, so we can select that as we see fit. And of course we can export that information there as well. We simply go to export, and then we can select the type of file to export it to. So obviously PDF, a rich text format, Word document, you name it, the software can export this information to. And obviously this building reg notes can then be used to apply for planning, obviously applied with the plan that you may submit for your planning, for your blueprints, obviously the plan for the job itself. And there we have it. That is essentially how you use PlansXpress and how it can create the building reg notes for the jobs that you are running through at hand. Hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching.